Tonight, Duval students are getting high-tech and hands-on learning. From virtual vision to building bridges, we're going behind the scenes as students take the leap from the classroom to careers. Plus, who knew fundraising could be as easy as pie? You'll want to meet the principal taking a pie to the face, all in the name of a good cause. And it's time to grab your passport and explore the world through reading. Our destination is downtown Jacksonville as we bring you a special sneak peek of the 2017 Reading Extravaganza. It's time to sit back and enjoy the ride. Real School starts now.
They're making the grade, graduating from books to business savvy. Welcome to Real School. I'm Will Nowak. Our cameras were rolling as we watched dozens of students step into success thanks to an exciting program. Here's Real School reporter Patrick Glynn with the behind-the-scenes footage.
Will, they may still be in high school, but they're starting companies, piloting planes, and jump-starting their careers.
Need the extra 2 inches.
One day, they're working in teams, gluing, painting, and assembling. The next day, a different group is taking flight and testing out the latest technology. 2 totally different settings, but what these students have in common is an experience beyond school walls.
Just to see things that you might be interested in. Like, this is extremely interesting to me.
I'm getting more practice as a leader, so that's going to help me wherever I go.
Beyond School Walls is a workplace mentoring program of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Northeast Florida. The organization works with the Chamber of Commerce to match district programs with local companies. Students are paired with workplace mentors and receive on-site job shadowing opportunities.
That's going to be exciting for us, just to see them go off and spread their wings and see where they end up in their lives.
Students enrolled in the Frank H. Peterson Robotics Academy have been matched with GE's Unison Industries. And they've been working on a long-term project, building a bridge. Students formed their own companies and came up with the design.
Measurement and basically how to put things together and say it in your mind and then put it on the paper and then eventually put it together.
Students also had to determine costs, see how much profit they could make, and eventually they'll test the bridges. Students in Sandalwood High School's Air Force Junior ROTC program have been paired with LSI Incorporated.
It's a great opportunity for our employees to be able to give something back to the students.
During an on-site tour, students stepped into a virtual simulator and piloted an Apache helicopter. They looked inside military aircraft through touchscreen technology. And they tested out these goggles called HoloLens, right on the cutting edge of virtual reality.
It's just being able to see lots of different career options and then being able to say, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I want to do that. And then you can go and ask that person how they got into that.
For the over 200 students participating in a Beyond School Walls program, we know without a doubt they're building key relationships, gaining valuable experience, and changing their lives.
Getting students involved in making decisions that are or helping them to make decisions that may impact what they do after high school, this is the time to do it.
Beyond School Walls has been in our schools for 6 years with partners like Web.com, Florida Blue, and more. And based on what we just saw, I'm pretty sure this partnership will be around for years. For Real School, I'm Patrick Lynn. Back to you in the studio, Will.
Thanks, Patrick. For our next story, we invite you to step right up and step right into a carnival all about STEM. Check out this video from Andrew Jackson High School. Students traveled from booth to booth, participating in a variety of fun, hands-on activities, all based in science, technology, engineering, and math. That meant they launched mini catapults, looked into microscopes, observed a robot, and much more. This carnival was one of 2 led by cohorts in the AmeriCorps Jacksonville Teacher Residency Program. In fact, here are some photos from another STEM carnival at Highlands Middle. Both events were held in conjunction with AmeriCorps' Week of Service. Duval students are going toe-to-toe on the mat in a competition to see who can wrestle their way to victory. And no, we're not talking about sports. Here's Real School anchor Gracie Marsh.
Well, it's called the Sumo Robot League. It's got less to do with brawn and a whole lot to do with brains. Students are taking their knowledge of science, technology, engineering, and math and going for the win. Ready, set, go. These robots are off. And it's only a matter of time before one is pushed off the mat. Well, there you go. What's cool is that these robots aren't even remote controlled. Instead, they're programmed with code. The moves authored by these students.
I really like that it's exposing me to a lot of things that I wasn't able to see before necessarily, because I mean, without this, I wouldn't really probably be coding a lot.
Welcome to the Sumo Robot Club. It's an after-school program introducing middle school students to computer programming via robot.
We don't want their first exposure of programming to be in college. They're getting the concepts of programming that are going to set them up with such great success in the future.
They meet over a 6-week period, and they're instructed in C++. The idea is to prep the robots for sumo battles by programming them with specific actions and responses.
So the goal is just like a sumo battle, right? You have two robots pushing against each other, and it's just like a sumo guy, and their job is to push the other robot out. What makes it cool though is kids come up with really interesting strategies.
And as students progress, they're realizing just how important STEM subjects are to what they're doing.
We use science to measure the friction between the treads and the ground to see if you can push the other one out of the ring first. Math to calculate how far the distance out of the ring is.
This group of students is from La Villa School of the Arts. Teacher Ian Lozano says the idea is to recruit as many students as possible, particularly those in the urban core.
We want students from all over the place so we can provide them with these opportunities, because these are what is going to set them apart in the future, is these opportunities.
But the opportunities don't stop with programming. Students are using tools, equipment, and learning to work in 3D printing.
In class, you know, you don't really get to use a soldering iron in class or build robots and use like screws anymore or anything. So I think that's pretty cool.
We think so too. And it's becoming pretty clear. Students are writing equations for success now and for their future.
When I get older, I want to go to MIT and I want to be a materials engineer.
I think it helps promote using math and science in real life rather than just learning it in a classroom and forgetting it by the time you leave high school.
This is actually the district's first school year to participate in the Sumo Robot League, which is based in Augusta, Georgia. Already, they're doing amazing work. Good luck. For Real School, I'm Gracie Marsh. Back to you.
Thanks, Gracie. Students in our next story are going for the gold and finishing strong. It's all part of what's become a beloved annual festival at the Mount Hermon Exceptional Student Center. It's the Special Olympics. Students spent a week trying their hand at a variety of sporting events and activities, all modified to suit their abilities. And boy, were there lots of options. Whether it was bowling, tennis, skee-ball, students not only had a blast, but they also improved their muscle strength and concentration.
It gives the kids a chance to move, to use their motor skills. Many of our kids who are profoundly physically impaired, people look at them and think they can't do any kind of sports. We adapt everything to them. We get them to use whatever walking skills they have, whatever movement in their hands and feet to have fun.
Fun is definitely the right word. School leaders tell us that this is the third year Mount Hermon has partnered with the Special Olympics. Organizers provide each student with a shirt and a medal, and school leaders say they got plenty of help from volunteers, including groups from DiTech Financial and the Malavi Washington Foundation. Now to a first-of-its-kind public school. The district's new Oak Hill Academy officially opened its doors this fall, serving students with autism. Real School reporter Charlotte Rogers joins us now with an inside look at this unique program.
Will, with a new school comes new experiences, new adventures, new lessons, and even new friends. And I'd say it's pretty cool when those new friends come in the form of student volunteers.
Put down. Ah, look, Manny's hands.
What more could a student ask for? Paint, picture books, play, and more. It was all on the agenda for students at the district's brand new Oak Hill Academy, serving students with autism and related disabilities. Hey, we see you! On this day, Oak Hill students enjoyed a special visit from members of the National Junior Honor Society at Joseph Stilwell Military Academy of Leadership. Oh, hey guys! They spent the morning volunteering in the school and getting to know the students.
I was a little nervous. Everyone says that they're a little active and they're different, apparently. But when I got here, I think that they're not as different as everyone thinks they are.
The new Oak Hill Academy opened this August. You may remember, it's one of 14 new schools and programs Dr. Vitti announced as a way to create more options for students and families.
We are really making a difference, especially in their social skills and communication skills. They will actually count and sing now. I think we have made tremendous improvement in their social skills and their interaction.
Here, students learn in environments and through activities best suited for their needs, something these Stilwell students got to see firsthand. That includes using special books that allow students to communicate with pictures.
They were reading to the students, and they were working in the PEC books, which is a communication picture book that our students work on.
Then, there are hands-on activities, like creating this big banner with all of their handprints. And, of course, spending time on the playground, burning off some steam.
One of the little boys, he was like, ready, steady, go, and we were racing, and he beat us.
And to realize that there's nothing scary and that they're capable of working with them, and they actually enjoy working with them.
He kept walking along and singing his song.
We can definitely tell students from Stilwell enjoyed themselves and learned something new. But you know what? It's hard to say who enjoyed the visit more.
They need the interaction with the general ed students. They also, it helps them with their social skills.
We're showing them that they aren't alone and that there are other people that care about them and that they're not just so different after all.
What a wonderful experience and a neat school. By the way, enrollment continues to climb at Oak Hill. The principal says they're gaining new students each week. For Real School, I'm Charlotte Rogers. Back to you.
Thanks, Charlotte. Coming up on Real School, you could say this middle school principal is finally getting a piece of the pie. And we mean pie in the face. In moments, we're bringing you the exciting video. Tune in to find out why Landon principal Timothy Fagans is getting creamed by students. Plus, students at this elementary school are lonely no more, and it's all thanks to a new addition on the playground. It's called the Buddy Bench. Learn how it's changing lives, one new friend at a time. And he's combining history with current events and engaging students along the way. Ed White High School's Derek Scott is the focus of this month's teacher feature. We'll have his story in moments. Don't change the channel, Real School will be right back.
Serving our highest needs students with autism. Oak Hill Academy opens this fall as a first-of-its-kind public school. Apply now for innovative, research-based instruction in a unique learning environment for your child. Committed to high-quality education and enrichment for students with autism every day. To learn more, visit duvalschools.org.
Welcome back to Real School. If you've ever heard of Pi Day, you know it's a celebration of the mathematical constant of 3.14, and it takes place each year on March 14th. But if you're a student at Julia Landon Middle School, well, Pi Day will probably never be the same again. Real School anchor Courtney Sanders is here to explain.
Well, simply put, Principal Timothy Fagan put a pretty sweet spin on this mathematical holiday. When it's all said and done, he said he did it for the kids. The duct tape was out, and Principal Timothy Fagan's was up on the wall, that is. In the middle of a busy lunch at Julia Landon College Preparatory, volunteers worked to secure the leader of their school to the wall. So, how did he get there in the first place? Well, it started with a need.
For years we've had a media center that just needed to be updated. So my school advisory council and my parents, we've been searching for ways to raise the funds in order to update the media center to give the students a true college preparatory experience.
The campaign was spearheaded by Friends of Landon. Volunteers wanted to raise $12,000 to complete their first phase of renovations, and they knew that would be an ambitious goal. A friendly competition was initiated, and from that came a crazy idea.
We developed a way just to fundraise to try to raise the funds, and of course, in order to incentivize the whole project, I was asked if I wanted to do something crazy for the kids. So here I am doing something crazy for the kids.
And suddenly, Principal Fagans found himself making a crazy deal with students. Before you think the only crazy part was being duct taped to the wall, think again.
I told them if they raise their goal, then I will be duct taped to the wall for the entire lunch period. And in order to honor National Pie Day, Mathematical 3.14, since it's the 14th of March, the top fundraisers from each grade level is able to throw a pie at my face.
There you have it, a principal willing to get pied in the face. And you better believe these students were up to the challenge.
So guys, we are going to count down from 3, and we're going to watch Mr. Fagans be suspended on that wall and get pied. So everybody, in 3, 2.
That felt good. I liked all the people cheering, and it was just kind of cool to get our principal.
So we had to know, how did it feel?
Very slimy and sticky. It is, you don't realize the smell that whipped cream has after it has been out and mixed with sweat. It doesn't smell too good right now.
Okay, so getting hit with pie is a little gross, but was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Anything for the kids. This is something that a shower will take care of. As long as the kids are happy and the kids are achieving their goals, then absolutely.
Wow. And just so you know, the Landon community not only met their initial goal, they exceeded it, raising $15,000. I can only imagine what Principal Fagan will do next. For Real School, I'm Courtney Sanders.
Thanks, Courtney. Now to a jazzy performance that has students at Fletcher High School singing a new tune. Sounds amazing, right? Even more impressive is that most of the musicians on stage are high school students. They're from the Thelonious Monk Institute of Jazz. The district was one of only 3 in the nation selected to host their peer-to-peer jazz education program. It consists of jazz saxophonist Bobby Watson, vocalist Lisa Henry, and 6 gifted high school students. They travel the country to not only perform, but they also work alongside students in special workshops.
Having kids teach kids not only about jazz, America's music, but the important, deeply held American values that jazz represents, like teamwork and unity with ethnic diversity and the correlation of hard work and goal accomplishment. And there's probably no better example of democracy than a jazz ensemble, because it's individual freedom but with responsibility to the group.
These performances have been funded in large part by the National Endowment for the Arts. And get this, those high school performers range in age from 16 to 18 and are from all over the nation. Traveling the world is as easy as getting lost in a book. This Saturday, we want to celebrate the journey with you at our annual Reading Extravaganza. Real School's Alani Ellison is here with a special sneak peek. Hey, Alani.
Will, it's amazing where just one book could take you. This weekend, we will be celebrating a year's worth of exciting travel. This is what victory looks like. A medal congratulating students for a year's worth of reading achievements. And you could only get them at one place, here at the Reading Extravaganza. Last year's celebration was a blast. We saw student after student receive recognition for meeting the reading expectation set for their grade level. But as an added bonus, they also had fun. Between musical performances, games, crafts, and other activities, who could blame them? So this year, we want you to mark your calendar for Saturday, May 13th from 9 to noon at Hemming Park downtown. This year's theme is Reading Changes Our World, and you're invited to come dressed as your favorite book character or world traveler. It'll be the 15th year that the district is celebrating the literacy accomplishments of our students. If you've met all of our reading requirements, be sure you bring your certificate of achievement. We'll need that for your medal. Here's what else you could expect: celebrity readers, student performances, food trucks, a character costume parade, and so much more. And check this out, our MC will be the 2017 Teacher of the Year, Latrice Brown. I know she's a lot of fun. Bottom line, this event is free and perfect for the whole family. So you really have no excuse, you've got to come. This is going to be a great way to wrap up the year and celebrate the importance of reading. I hope you're getting excited, because we are. If you have any questions, just head to duvalschools.org. We can't wait to see you there. For Real School, I'm Alani Ellison. Back to you.
Thanks, Alani. We're entering our final stretch of Real School and introducing you to an educator whose teaching style is far from conventional.
Well, I think they understand that this is not maybe what they would consider a typical history course, in a sense that I'm asking them to learn this date and learn this information. It's more, can you use this to understand where you are right now?
After the break, we're at Ed White High School for this month's teacher feature. Find out how this teacher is bringing history to life. Keep it here. Real School will be right back.
Great programming is coming to Ed White, Duval's first high school leadership academy based on military values, open to incoming 9th graders this fall. Sign up for international baccalaureate courses or dual enrollment at FSCJ and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Developing the next generation of commanders for college, career, and life every day. For more information, visit duvalschools.org.
Want to find a friend to play? Or talk to someone new today? Just take a seat and wait a bit. And next to you, a friend will sit.
Making friends just got a lot easier at Twin Lakes Elementary School. It's all thanks to the Buddy Bench, and our cameras were rolling at the official ribbon cutting ceremony. Buddy Benches are making their way to schools and playgrounds all across the country. Duval County is no exception. School leaders at Twin Lakes tell us their bench comes thanks to the generosity of a community partner, Deer Meadows Baptist Church. To celebrate, the school hosted this special ribbon cutting ceremony, complete with signs and songs. Using a buddy bench is easy. If you're feeling lonely or want to make a new friend, just take a seat. And just like that, you have an open invitation for new friends and companions to come sit with you.
I think the buddy bench is important because many kids are going around the playground, they're really lonely and they have no one to play with.
Twin Lakes isn't the first Duval school to bring a buddy bench on campus. Jacksonville Beach Elementary also installed one earlier this school year. I'm sure these won't be the last schools either. Great job! Our final story of the day literally takes us back in history, U.S. history. It's where we meet Derek Scott, a teacher determined to make the subject real and relevant for his students. Here's his story in his own words.
Hi, my name is Derek Scott. I'm a U.S. history teacher at Edward H. White Military Academy of Leadership. How many of you then can take that feeling that you had? I didn't really know that I wanted to teach. I did some work with some kids at a summer camp, and one of the ladies, her son was in the camp, and she said, you know, you seem like you have a really good demeanor. I think you'd be a great teacher. And so I just started, kind of researching a little bit, took some courses, and I decided, I'd give it a chance. So I became a history major. I was an ed minor, and I loved it. I said, maybe, I could do this. I like, what I'm doing, and I think I can have an impact. All right, that's the question that's in your mind. I think relationships are the most important thing that you can have as a teacher. You don't really teach people. It's more the engagement comes from the actual relationships that you have, and then you share information, and people are willing to, share what they have and also learn from you. We talked earlier about the generational gap. This is not maybe what they would consider a typical history course, in a sense that I'm asking them to learn this date and learn this information. It's more, can you use this to understand where you are right now? I think it was Mark Twain who said that, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So if you can see the rhyme patterns in what you're learning, then you can kind of internalize it. You can make it something that is relevant to any situation, and I think they do a good job of that.
Mr. Scott has a passion for his content, but that's doubled with his passion for his students. When we talk about history coming alive, he's the one that brings it to life. Not only is he a good storyteller, but he's engaging to, just sit in his class and watch. History is so content driven. You know, there's a lot of things that not only do you have to be able to read, but you have to be able to recall. And he brings that to the forefront of their brain. He makes it interesting enough for them to sit up, pay attention, and get involved.
I don't do it, as you mentioned, for money. I don't do it for, any recognition, but I think this job is very rewarding. To impact students every day. You think about other professions and you don't get that on a daily basis, and you touch, 180 kids one year, you get a whole nother group the next year.
He just wants to come in, be his best for his students, and love on his students. People need to see what he's doing so that others can replicate and see that it's about relationships, and that's how we move students. It's about forming the relationships in the classroom.
Just having that connection with them and having them understand that, at one time this is my teacher and he taught me and he cared for me and I learned from him. And I think that's important. They take that with them forever.
That's it for this episode of Real School. Thanks so much for joining us. You won't want to miss our next episode and this year's season finale. It debuts Sunday, June 4th at 6 p.m. on the CW. Till then, be sure to keep up with us at duvalschools.org. We can't wait to see you next time. For Real School, I'm Will Nowak. Have a great day.
3, 2.
There's a bee. Sorry. I'm terrified of bees. New adventures. New lessons. Wow. And
And
Mr. Johnson, can you go to the main office?
Duval's, yeah, okay.
This is actually the district's first school year to participate.